We're back with my extra special guest. So, how's Robin? You know, kids, we've got an item here no home should be without. The laughter-activated electric chair. Harley?
Ha ha ha.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And today we're looking at the Joker and Harley Quinn. Two iconic DC villains. One being Batman's arch nemesis, first appearing all the way back in Batman #1 in 1940. And the other created as a simple sidekick for an animated series. But one so beloved by fans, her popularity now rivals Batman himself. But how would they look and play in a Marvel Rivals style video game? Can we rivalize the Joker and Harley? Well, stick around. Let's find out. So who is the jelly to Batman's peanut butter? That vital ingredient or DNA that makes Batman so perfect? Obviously, we're talking about the Joker. And the Joker. And the Joker? And the Joker. Okay, there's a lot of Jokers. Film, animation, and video games are full of amazing Jokers. And some, not so good. But according to you guys, and a recent poll on my channel, the Joker we love most is the animated Joker starring Mark Hamill from Batman the Animated Series, the show that also gave us Harley Quinn. So with so many amazing Joker designs, and a couple bad ones, what chance do I have at designing a decent Joker? Well, I guess we'll find out. But my goal was to design a Joker inspired by Marvel Rivals, and something that would fit in with those amazing characters and designs. So let's get into it, and see if I can draw a decent Marvel Rivals style Joker. Thank you again for clicking on this video and checking out this latest episode of our DC Rivals series. If you're new here, I'm Brad Overall, an illustrator and an animator with over 20 years working in the industry as a character designer, storyboard artist, visual effects animator, and an illustrator. And on this channel, I share some of what I've learned over the years with aspiring artists of all ages so that you can improve your drawing and comic stories, have fun, and share your stories with the world. But like so many others, I was inspired by the designs of Marvel Rivals that I couldn't help but wonder what DC characters would look like in this design. So, I made a YouTube series about designing DC Rivals. And thanks to your support and suggestions, we're now on our 6th episode looking at some more DC villains. So please, subscribe if you want to see some more of these videos, and check out what we've done before. And if you have any questions about my design process for these videos, leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I read every comment and I try to answer as many as possible. On screen, I've been roughing out our Joker design, and right now I'm focusing on the look of his face. And the one thing most important about the Joker is his smile, his face. How psychotic does he look, and how big is his grin? To me, a great Joker design comes down to his face and his sinister, toothy grin. Any accessories, his crazy hair, a purple suit, all of these things mean nothing without a perfect, sinister smile. And that's a big focus for me on this design. And I think this one's working. I know it's just my rough pencil designs, but I'm pretty happy with this right now. And as a designer, this clean pencil rough stage is kind of where we have the most fun. That's where we can really let our imagination run wild and come up with some very cool and interesting designs and ideas for these characters. And here I'm working out the shape and design for the Joker's hair. I really like the idea of certain strands coming out and forming kind of like devil horns. I think that's kind of fun. And now I've got my rough pencil design worked out and some of my main detail figured out. I'm going to move on to my ink lines. And one of the things you notice is I gave him an old style gangster Tommy gun. I think that's kind of fun. Feels appropriate for this Joker, this version of the Joker. Obviously, I'll have to color it purple and green or something like that. In fact, my initial design concepts for this version of the Joker was kind of an old school gangster look, but then I realized he's supposed to be rivalized, so I decided to add some embellishments, some different accessories to really make him fit more easily into the Marvel Rivals mold. So I added some shoulder pads, some knee pads, things common in the Marvel Rivals design style. I also gave him a bazooka because, you know, you gotta battle some other characters, so that would be a fun weapon. Also adding a hip holster for him with some bullet belts going around his hips. Also a nice dagger on his other leg. Things like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? And that's about it for his cleanup ink line. Time to start laying down some colors. Let's put down his iconic purple suit. And I'll give him that nice gold yellow vest. And it wouldn't be a Joker design without his green hair and red lips. So this video is arriving a little later than the other ones. This one actually took me a little longer to complete. But I've also been working on a few things in the background, things to help the channel out. And one of the things I'm looking at is adding a membership or a Patreon so that I can offer some exclusive and extra content to the viewers. It could be a place to add some more obscure character designs based on your suggestions. I would love to hear what you guys think and maybe have some suggestions. But don't worry, this free YouTube channel will continue to grow, and I also want to add some more content here as well, including some live streams, which I've never done before, so go easy on me. And back to the design here, I'm playing with the idea of maybe some pinstripes through his pants, but ultimately I decided that doesn't look very good, so I didn't do it. And you'll notice that the color of purple I'm using here is very light. That's because I'm going to be adding a lot of dark tones and shadow layers on top of it, which will eventually darken that purple a lot more. And here you can see I'm adding the dark shadow tones throughout his design. I'll add it to his clothes, his hair, his skin, everywhere else. Now that his two tones and shadow lines are all added in, now I'm going to lay another layer over top and start blending in with much darker shadow areas with a more blended tone. And you'll also notice I've added some white transparent highlights to the folds and drapery of his clothes, and that was also done on a separate layer. For his skin, I've given him a very white, warm, grayish tone, and then just darkened that for the shadow tones around his face. And here I'm going to color his that toothy grin, color those teeth, and a hint of his gum lines. His whole design really revolves around that creepy toothy grin. And now at this stage, I'm going to start painting out all those hard black lines everywhere. Without the black lines, it adds to the Marvel Rivals style look, and it just gives it a more finished digital painted design look. So now our Joker is almost done. Who are you guys looking forward to seeing next? I was thinking we might move back to a couple of heroes for our next video. Maybe Nightwing and Starfire? Maybe? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And as for our Joker, we'll add a couple final touches. I want to add his signature rim light, and then I'll add a couple tones, darken airbrush tones, and I think he's just about done. What do you think of our rivalized Joker? Thank you, Mark Hamill, for the greatest Joker laugh ever. So what do you think? Is he rivalized enough, or did I completely miss the boat? To me, actually, I'm pretty happy with him. I think he turned out well. I think he'd be a fun duelist to play in a DC hero shooter. So let me know what you think in the comments. And now, on to Harley Quinn. Harley was created by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini all the way back in 1992 for Batman the Animated Series. Again, she was mainly used to be a sidekick for the Joker, and has since gone on to become almost as popular as Batman himself. Not to mention, there are almost as many versions of Harley as there are Batman and the Joker. In fact, Harley's original Jester costume design has mostly been replaced now by more of a punk rock goth girl with a playing card motif. Design-wise, there's no universal symbolism that represents Harley Quinn. aside from maybe her mallet or her pigtails. What really makes a great Harley character is her personality. So, to represent that visually, it all comes down to her pose and how she holds herself. So, as I'm roughing out this design, I want her to look playful, but also a little insane. So, I'm giving her a giant bazooka for fighting in a hero shooter style game, but I'll also throw in that giant mallet just sort of resting on her side. And I figured maybe she's admiring some freshly stolen diamond rings she's wearing on one of her hands. As for Harley's face, she should be cute and attractive, but also have a mischievous grin and look a little bit crazy. Not a psychotic grin like the Joker, but something spontaneous and a little bit dangerous. I'll clean up these pencil lines a little bit, and I think this is a good face for Harley. I think that's working. So, everyone's favorite Joker is from Batman the Animated Series, voiced by Mark Hamill. But who's your favorite Harley Quinn? I mean, she started in that show originally, but she's evolved so much since then. So let me know in the comments. What's your favorite version of Harley? And please don't tell me it's a Harley Quinn fart comic. Because what the hell is even that? What are you doing, DC? Who is this even for? I don't get it. Alright, back to our rivalized Harley, where farting is not a special move. So I'm pretty happy with her fun, sort of playful pose and her big, chunky pigtails. Now I'm going to start nailing down her costume design and her weapons and aesthetic. So I'm leaning into the spiked gothy belt and the big, thick biker boots. I'm also going to give her a huge, high tech sort of bazooka, and yeah, I think we'll go from there. I think that looks kind of cool. I'll also give her a tutu like mini skirt because I think that's kind of cool and different. So my loose pencil roughs are all done, but they're very rough and very loose. So I'm going to do what I don't normally do, which is I'm going to add another pencil cleanup line. It adds more time to the overall design, but I really want to nail down some of the design choices I've made, and I don't want them to be too rough or loose when I'm going to ink it or clean it up. As I've said before, all artwork for these videos is created using Clip Studio Paint, and the tablet I'm using is a Huion Canva 24-inch. And let me say, penciling on this tablet with Clip Studio is amazing. It feels so good. There's a real sense of using a graphite pencil. And I love that textured look that it creates. And if you want to try out Clip Studio Paint for free, there's a download for a free trial, and the link is in the description below. So I'm pretty happy with her overall design and the final pencil lines. And now I'm going to go to ink. And normally a lot of digital artists won't put much effort into the ink line because all the magic comes from their painting. But I'm a big fan of digital inking, and I love to just create really cool line drawings of my characters, even before I'm going to color it and color over it. In fact, when I begin adding live streams to the channel, I'll probably only get through some pencil roughs and hopefully some ink lines and ink designs. I definitely won't be doing any color work on a live stream because the process takes quite a lot of time, and I don't think anyone wants to sit around for you know, endless hours watching me color. And speaking of color, I'll start adding the color flats to Harley, our design here. I'm going to give her the iconic black and red costume, and I want to give her that sort of similar, sort of pasty white skin so it kind of matches the Joker. And I'll also add those hard shadow tones throughout. I think the flat colors are working, and now I'm going to move on to her two-toned hair and her face paint. Her hair has been a design trait for Harley ever since the Suicide Squad movie with Margot Robbie. I think it's a cool look. And I think we're just about done. I'll add that hard rim light on the one side and some other highlights. I'm also going to add some darkened airbrush tones here. And then, yeah, I think we're just about done. That's it. What do you think of our DC rivals Harley Quinn? My goal with this design was to combine some of the old designs of Harley Quinn, but give it some fresh, modern look as well. And if you want to get some HD downloads of these character designs, I'll make them available for a limited time, and it's a great way to support the channel. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. And if you're not already, please like and subscribe and leave me some comments below and let me know what you think of these videos and who you want to see next. I'll be back next week with some new DC rivals. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.